open it up first for the players. We'll get Mike to you. Raise your hand, and we'll go to Coach.
We're both players. I imagine on a team like this with this much talent and experience, you have to try to take advantage of the opportunities you have to grow as players and to get that experience and everything. Just talk about what a game like this does for both of you tonight.
I would say for me, just being out there, it's just another way for me to get better. Any opportunity I get is just to help my team. So it just meant a lot to just be out there and have fun with my teammates.
For me, it's just about progress. Compared to the beginning of the season when I came here, I was not in the best shape that I was, and now I feel like I'm in the best shape like I ever been. And the support from my teammates and the coaching staff has been amazing, and thanks to them, that's why I got what I got today.
Aalyah, touching on the support of your teammates, how did it feel to see the bench explode when you got your 10th rebound?
My teammates are my number one supporters. On practice, on games, even outside of practice, they're just my number one supporter. That feeling that they had on the bench made me feel like it was the time. They've always been there on the bad and the good things, so that was really good for them to do that.
Hey, Aalyah, I don't think we've talked to you since Samaya went down. So when you heard the news that she wouldn't be available the rest of the year, what was your reaction, and sort of how did you change your mindset since you knew you'd have to play more minutes?
I was sad that she was out. Injuries happen, and it's always going to happen. It changed my perspective of the game. I knew I was going to have to step up and play big-time minutes on the court, and I had to take advantage of those minutes because you're never going to get those minutes back.
For both of you, I'm wondering if you might can speak on your other teammate, because I know you guys played together in high school. How have you seen, Aalyah, how have you seen Angelica grow since you guys have been on campus? And Angelica, how have you seen Aalyah grow since y'all been on campus?
I got it. Man, I've seen Aalyah. I've played with her since she came to the United States, so since we were in middle school, and just seeing her put in so much work, it was amazing to just see her perform like that. And it started with her work ethic. Since once we came here, Coach Mulkey's been on her about, getting in shape, just being dominant. And, she's rise to the occasion, and I've just been by her side, bad days, good days. And just to see her, play good, after all the hard work, is so special.
I mean, having a point guard that knows how you play on the floor is something that you never will get all the time. So, for me, playing with Angelica and the progress she has made since we met in 7th grade has been amazing. She became more vocal. She became a better leader. She became a better teammate. She just became an overall good player.
Aalyah, how has playing alongside Angel in practice and games kind of enhanced your game as a post player, especially offensively?
Playing against her has been tough battle. We go against each other in practice. She's my big sister, so she's gonna teach me and she's gonna tell me what to do, but it's gonna be for my own best. And going against her in practice is tough, but at the end of the day, we both get better.
Any more questions for the players? One more back there.
Yeah. For Angelica, I feel like being on the bench, you have a front row seat to your coach being upset with Blage or last year with how they handle the ball or run the offense. And I think there was one point where she kind of said, get it going, and then you pulled up and hit a three. How good does that moment feel, and how do you kind of take that coaching and continue to get better?
It was a good moment. Just being able to sit on the bench and learn from those point guards. They are great point guards, and just being able to listen to what Coach Mulkey has to say. It's not about right now. It's the process of me getting better because, that's just all I want. And just being able to learn and finally go out there and just, make another step forward felt amazing.
Thank you, girls. Coach Mulkey now.
Kim, have you ever been on
involved in coaching a team that had a 47-0 run? I mean, just the way you played defense and the way you put the foot down the rest of the game.
I told him at half, we held them scoreless in that second quarter. And I told him then, I'm not sure I've ever been a part of that. So y'all go do some digging. Y'all like to do a lot of digging, y'all like to read. Let me know if I've been involved in that. I don't think that I have. And then Patrick on the radio after the game said that run, and you don't think about it when you're in the moment. I don't know that I have, and I don't care who you're playing. That is kind of crazy. And that's, yeah. We had to start pressing to get going. We came out sluggish again, and I just said, we're going to pick them up full court. If nothing else, it's going to get us in shape a little bit better and make us move. And so I was rotating them in and out quickly in our one press.
We talked a little bit about Aalyah last night. What parts of her game have grown the most from the start of the season to now?
You're going to have to back up from the start of the season. I'm going to back up to the summer and tell you a little bit about Aalyah. She made a USA basketball team. And throughout her senior year, every time I'd check on her, the ankle just kept swelling. And she'd play through it in high school, which she can do that. But you can't come here and have that happen. You're just going to get further behind. And so the coaches, Coach G, and I said, you need to talk to her. USA basketball is a big deal, but make her understand if she wants to be in the mix here, she may want to think about getting that thing looked at, and if there's some kind of cleanup that needs to be done with the physicians, let's do it this summer. And let's get her well so that when we start in the fall, she is not having to do it then. And so she chose to come this summer. And I think anytime you're injured, you're on an island by yourself. You really don't feel a part of a team. But in the summer, you don't feel that as much because you're not playing a season. And I thought it was a great decision on her part to come and get that ankle cleaned up, learn about nutrition, have her own little individual workouts with Thomas, our strength and conditioning coach, and then have our trainer work with her on getting that ankle well. So it started this summer with her. And then I have watched her body change. I have watched her body become leaner, and she's just mobile now. She moves, she runs. You saw a couple things tonight. Aalyah couldn't do that earlier in the year. And she's very proud of herself. And when you do things like that and you see results, the first thing that happens is you become really, really confident. And you ask about Angel guarding her every day. Now think about that. Think about the beating she takes from Angel Reese every day. And that's not a bad thing because it's going to make her better against other people.
Coach, I just wanted to kind of ask you, you've made it a point since you got here to schedule all these in-state teams. It seems like it's something important to you to be able to play. You play Northwestern this weekend too. Why has that just been such an emphasis for you as a coach?
When I came, if you'll remember my press conference, I think the biggest part of the press conference was I wanted to come back home and I wanted to do something for our state. Certainly LSU is my first priority, but I wanted to make women's basketball at the college level just better. And you can't play everybody, and you certainly have to be selective when you go on the road to play them because you're going to be probably their biggest draw because you're the flagship university. But I just want to make everybody, I want to get Michaela Williams back to North Louisiana. I tried to get Louisiana Tech to play me up there, my alma mater. I don't want to go to Ruston. I'm never going to Ruston. I'm never going to Baylor. too emotional, too personal for me. But I want to get her back in the Bossier area and play somebody, so we're going to try to do that, but it's probably going to be an out-of-state school that will do that. Just grow the game in our state. And we also help them financially. Let's don't kid ourselves. Some of their budgets are not what ours is. And probably all of them are not what ours is. So I feel like we're helping them in that area as well. Scott, the Masters is in April.
And we're closer to the next one than we are to the last one.
Okay, just checking.
I'm glad you know that. It's right after the Final Four.
Scott, I know a little bit about that little ball. I can't play it, but I do watch it.
I feel the same way. What are you looking for this time of year? And, obviously, you're gearing up towards conference play starts in early January, but what are you trying to see? And are you obviously you're missing a player here, you're missing a player there, but Haley's hurt right now. But are you getting what you want to see? Obviously, you have a huge win tonight, but that doesn't necessarily mean everything. And when do you think? Do you have an update on when you think Haley might be back?
Yeah, I don't know when she'll be back because it's just nagging. She could play if I went down the things. Could she play tomorrow for a national? Sure. It's the perfect scenario is she doesn't have the nagging injury or hurt or whatever you want to call it, and then you got everybody out there. You got all your pieces every day working. When it is Christmas break, that may be a time where you do your best teaching and your most teaching because they don't have class. And it's a grind right now. This is also the time of year where you see a lot of upsets. And you're just focusing on your team. Yeah, we have to play games. I get that. But it's a time where you just have their undivided attention. And I just think you use this time for the middle of January, February, and it's hard right now. It's not easy. We're not just going out there and rolling the ball out and say shoot free throws and shoot some threes and let's go to the house. You're hoping that while it may not show today, it may not even show the first part of January, you're hoping that the teaching part will show up in the middle of January, in the middle of February. Certainly, it's when you pull one little piece out and you're not all out on that floor, you're plugging in pieces. But I have to approach it that those pieces you're plugging in are going to be in your rotation of 8 or 9 anyway. And that's what we're doing right now. We are grinding right now. The second grind comes when? It comes when you're trying to finish up your SEC schedule and your conference, and you're trying to finish in the top. That's when it really gets tough. And then you get a little break again, and then you start postseason play. But this is a grind right now. It's not easy. You got kids thinking about going home. You got, okay, when can we fly back? When do we have to be back? So this is an important time for us.
Kim, on your normal timeline, is your defense ahead of schedule, on time? Is it still catching up?
I still think it's catching up because of the missing parts, the missing pieces. Think about it. You didn't have Angel, and then you don't have Haley now. Now you don't have Samaya. So that sets you back temporarily till you can get back on that floor and prepare every day without them. I think when Haley gets back, and you can knock on wood, keep everybody healthy, I think you'll start seeing some good stuff. I'm not saying you're not seeing good stuff now. I see improvement, but I'll say it again. We can score the ball with a lot of people, but you gotta defend and you gotta rebound if you're gonna want to win any championship.
Got time for a couple questions here.
Coach, is Samaya going to have her surgery before Christmas?
After.
Okay.
After. I'm not positive if it's the 27th or the 28th. Maybe the 28th.
Is she nervous about it?
She's been through it. Her other knee had the same surgery. She's Samaya. She's there at practice, and she does all of the rehab right there watching practice. She's just sweet Samaya. Doesn't get too down. understands that she can get the year back. But that's the kid that will feel like she's on an island. Because when we're doing things, when she has that surgery, she won't be on that sideline. She will be somewhere, Broussard or wherever, and she'll be rehabbing. Yeah, I'm pretty certain she is, yeah. That's hard for an athlete. That's when you feel alone, you don't feel a part of it. But we will make her feel as much a part of it as we can with the understanding that rehab comes first.
Finish with the read here.
Coach, you said before the season that you thought this team was deeper than last year's.
Mhm.
So after lose a couple players, I'm wondering, do you still sort of feel that way right now, and do you expect?
I do. I think we have more depth and honestly, probably more experienced talent. If you count Morrow and Haley having college experience, and then I don't. Samaya was a big hit for us. That kid was playing so good, but things happen. There'll be more injuries along the way. Sadly, injuries are a part of all of athletics, and you hate it. You just hate seeing it. You hate being around it, but you have to keep on coaching and keep on playing, and we will.
All right, thank you, folks.
Thanks, guys.